pretty sure.
Yeah.
Gotta get their fast shot.
Yeah.
Gotta get their fast shot.
Yeah, someone says it rains in the UK. I'm not believing it at all. This is beautiful weather. It's like we're in Florida. This is my 4th time in the UK, and so I've spent a little bit of time over here. This trip isn't a sightseeing trip. This is all football. This is all about this camp. Got in yesterday morning, had a practice yesterday afternoon, a couple today. So it's just all business on this trip.
Do you reckon you'll get a chance before you head back to do anything? Or?
I hope so. We got into London and I'm trying to think of where we were, but wherever we were, it was beautiful. It was just, London's a wonderful city and would love the opportunity to see more, but probably not on this trip. Well, it's the, there's a lot of talent. And it's, there's a lot of talent at this camp at all the positions. I'm working with the quarterbacks. We got some quarterbacks that can really throw the football, which is impressive for guys that haven't been playing American football for very long. I love the energy out of all these young men and women. And they're passionate about football. They're out here working hard, and they're grasping the offenses and the defenses that we're putting in, the different pass plays and coverages. So I think they're getting a lot out of it, and even from the first practice to the second practice, we're seeing a lot of improvement. So, and that's not because the coaching staff is so good. That's because these guys are hungry, and they're easy to coach, and they're a pleasure to work with. I think the key to growing American football in the UK is the opportunity for the young people in the UK to be exposed to football. Most of the guys that play football in the NFL, myself included, the coaching staff included here, started playing football when we were 10 years old. Tackle football when we were 11, 12, 13. We grew up with the game. The campers here and typically the young people in the UK not starting American football early, and I would love to see programs pop up all over the UK to give these opportunities for these young people to play American football. And that's important. Start them young. Well, I would say in the UK, find a league, a football program, and spend as much time as you can actually playing the game, and that's important. A lot of practice time, a lot of reps, not just during practice, but on their own time. Just having somebody coach you as far as the fundamentals of the game at each position. And I don't know how much that is happening in the UK, but for there to be some, the people in the UK to develop, there needs to be coaches, there needs to be leagues, there needs to be a lot of games and a lot of practices, as much exposure to the game as possible to enable those fundamentals to develop. Football is about the fundamentals. It's about the little details, the specifics of the game. It's not just about going out there and running plays. It's the footwork, it's the throwing motion, it's how to tackle, how to catch a ball. All of those little details are what makes our game great, and the guys that are good at it, they're ones that really focus on those details. I think it's a possibility. The timeline of that, I don't know. I think perhaps someday there will be a franchise in the UK. Whether that's 3 years from now, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know. But I could see it happening at some point. I'm having a great time. These young guys, these quarterbacks, they're very attentive. Energy is good. They listen. It's fun to see them when you tell them, hey, throw the ball like this, or these are your reads, or this is how the ball should look when you're throwing this pass. They're all listening and they're making progress. Even in just 2 short practices, these guys are getting better. And as a coach, that's very rewarding. I only have them for 5 practices, but by that 5th practice, they're going to be throwing completions and touchdowns all over the place. But they're great kids, and it's really a pleasure to work with them.
And on a similar vein, Obviously, you've been NCAA, gone to the NFL, done Pro Bowl, gone to Super Bowl, played for the Redskins, which is an important
Well,
part.
the highlight of my career, of course, as you're wearing that hat.